President Obama giving a year-end interview to National Public Radio this morning. It is airing, talking everything from taking on ISIS to his White House legacy, but some of what he has said may prove that he could be out of touch with the American people. Peter Johnson Jr. takes a closer look. Peter, good morning.
I'm always hoping it's going to get better, especially in this Christmas season.
We all are.
In this Hanukkah season, belated. Unfortunately, he proves why he was out of touch for a long time with a lot of Americans. He was asked if he agrees with a previous statement by the Department of Justice that domestic terrorists, non-Islamic terrorists, are a greater threat to America than Islamic extremists. And this is what he said in part to that question, and see if you had the same reaction I had.
If you just look at the numbers, then non-Islamic, non-foreign motivated terrorist actions have killed at least as many Americans on American soil as those who are promoted by jihadists.
So the non-Islamic terror is just as bad.
Well, I can't and I won't characterize it as insensitivity, because I wouldn't accept or believe that from any president of the United States, and I don't believe that he's insensitive. But it shows that he's out of touch. It shows that when he is going to come forward with a response to a question like that, with some empirical data to somehow prove that, well, yeah, I guess it's a threat, but there have been equal or greater threats, and then it fits into that meme that somehow Americans are a greater threat to other Americans than those abroad that are trying to kill us. That's wrong, and I think that's why he's been in real terrible problems with the American people for a long time.
But this is the legacy stage of his presidency, where he's trying to get people to donate for his big libraries and stuff like that. And when you look at a poll, the Fox News poll, is President Obama prepared to do whatever it takes to defeat ISIS, etc.? A majority of people say no.
They absolutely say no, and this is the reason why. Another reason that people lack confidence in him is that he's unwilling to take account and responsibility for some of the failures in his administration, and to point to others, whether it's Republicans or whether it's the people on Fox News or on talk radio, for his failures. And we see in that NPR interview another instance of that blame everyone else other than me. The president asked about the fears of some Americans that he's changing the country, and that he changed the country in a way that's unacceptable to them. He said in part, and this was his first response, listen in.
If what you're asking me, Steve, is are there certain circumstances around being the first African-American president that might not have confronted a previous president? Absolutely. So
is he saying that people who don't like him because he's
they're
racist?
That appears what he's saying. And we understand that racism is a strain in American politics, and unfortunately has been a long time. I saw it with David Dinkins as the first African-American mayor here in New York City. But it's not an explanation. It's not an excuse. He shouldn't resort to that. It divides America. On top of that, I believe he's totally wrong. He needs to understand what Americans are thinking, and that's the wrong way to do it.
You mentioned David Dinkins. I met him at your Christmas party this
we had a great holiday party and a Christmas party over the weekend. It was a lot of fun. Nice. You were there, and Heather Nauert and their families, and a bunch of folks here from Fox.
Merry Christmas, Peter.
Nice to see you. Merry Christmas.
All right.